You're listening to That Home Loan Hub. I'm Zibuni Salimova, here to make home loans and property investing simple, smart, and stress-free. Let's get you closer to your property dreams. Happy New Year, everyone! Welcome back to That Home Loan Hub. I hope everyone had a fantastic New Year. If you are wondering whether you should set up a joint account with your partner or not, this is the episode for you. So listen up. Hello, James.
Hey, morning.
Morning. Happy New Year.
Oh, yeah, I guess it's going to be a happy new year.
It's going to be a good year.
It's off to a slow start, but...
Awesome. All right, James, I was wondering, over the holidays, I kept thinking about people that get into a relationship and they come from, different finance backgrounds. Someone could be a spender, someone could be a saver. And then a point comes in their life where they start thinking, should they join their bank accounts and stuff? What are your thoughts on people and at what point should they join, if they should even join accounts at all?
Yeah, and I think there's a third part to that. Is there a point in your life where you should unjoint your accounts?
This is like a whole episode in itself.
Disjoint? No, unjoint, something like that.
Okay.
So, because as you get older and you've been with somebody a long time, you might realise that you have different financial goals. Mm-hmm. And so it might not make sense for you to still have all your accounts as joint accounts.
Okay, so we've got two parts to this episode. Part one, at what point should you join? And part two, at what point should you disjoin those accounts?
Yep.
All right, apart from separations, of course. If at all.
Yep.
Awesome. So let's start with the couple. Let's pretend they've just started dating and they're getting serious and they're raising a topic of how to deal with their finances.
Yep.
What do you think is a good way to go there?
Well,
what did you do?
What did we do? Well, when we got married, I think we joined. No, after about the first year of marriage, we joined accounts. So everything was separate because we both had our own houses. So we both contributed different amount of equity to the situation. So when we first got married. So I think I wrangled it somehow that I didn't have to pay as much mortgage as what she did because I put more money into the house. So we were still separate accounts at that time, but we had a joint mortgage.
Yep. So joint mortgage account, like a joint bills account.
Yeah.
And she had her account, you had your account.
Yeah.
And in that bills account, you would put money, let's say split 50-50 or proportionate to who put what. And then your bills get paid out of that joint account.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Yeah.
So then she still had her money to have fun with, and you could not question that. And then you had your money to have fun with, and she could not question that.
Yeah, I think so. In those early days, that's what we did.
Yeah.
And then we just, it became easier to just pull everything together because it's more economical to bring everything together. And we sort of had similar interests, and especially once the kids come along.
I was about to say, when you have children, and one drops the income, I guess, and then only one is the income winner.
There's no other way to do it other than shared accounts. So every account is shared. Mm-hmm. But, that might have got to a point now 20 odd years later where, the kids are teenagers now. Actually, I would like to spend some money on some things I would like to do. And I'm sure Rebecca is the same, but they're different things. Mm-hmm. And you want to work towards those things without really any handbrakes, I suppose. So I think it definitely does make sense to join those accounts, but it depends on what stage of life you're at. It depends on that.
I think having open conversations about it is vital. How does the other person feel about having those joint accounts or not having joint accounts? Because one could be an absolute spender, and the other one could be absolute saver. And let's imagine if they've got joint accounts and one keeps earning money, putting all the money into that account, and the other person just keeps spending without a thought.
Yeah, and I think that's, in the beginning, maybe that's a little bit like what we were like, and I think that was why it was maybe perhaps scary. I think it was scary for Rebecca. Scary for Rebecca.
Because you spend so much.
No, because I don't like, so I hate spending money, and Rebecca's impulsive and stuff like that, but we've both moderated our, where we're at in the continuum.
Yeah.
I've come more towards the middle, and so has she. So we're more even in that regard. So it's kind of worked out.
Okay.
But yeah, I think it was pretty scary for her in the beginning to join accounts.
Yeah.
But it happened pretty naturally.
Because the problem, what we see sometimes is on the other side of it when people are wanting to separate. And then if everything was joined and if only one person was in charge of everything, then the other person, usually it's a woman, feels disadvantaged because then suddenly she wants to leave the relationship and she can't because she doesn't have any money of her own.
Yeah, well, I think you've really got to get involved. I mean, Rebecca and I, we've always equally involved. I mean, I look at a lot of, we both know how to do it. You know, we've both worked with each other to help each other understand all the different things. Everything's talked about and shared pretty much. So if you're in that spot, you need to get aggressive about it and try
aggressive.
And
In which manner?
not the beating up kind, but in terms of your education of what's going on in your accounts, because that's your responsibility.
And that's the problem as well that we try to explain to people sometimes is that, you know, you both are responsible for the finances. Like if you get a mortgage together, you both have to keep an eye on it. You can't just rely on the other person to be paying the bills and keeping on top of that mortgage. Because what if the other person has gambling issues and has been gambling all the way when you think the bills are getting paid and they're not? And there have been stories like that where people suddenly find themselves at a mortgagee sale and they don't understand how it happened. Because the other partner has let them down.
Yeah, and sometimes the you know, even in the older age groups, the male has, even with business situations, they don't always let their partner know what's going on in the business, and then suddenly the business goes bankrupt. The partner, the wife didn't know anything about it, and it's like, how the hell did that happen? And suddenly they've got nothing. So there's no communication about things that go wrong. You know, I think we try to talk about. It's hard to do, but you've got to talk about all the things that go wrong.
Yeah, and I think that's a really good loop to come back to is in the beginning of relationship, when you do want to join accounts or when you're thinking about joining accounts, think about the exit plan. What will it look like if you were to separate? But also look about other good fun stuff. I remember when I was married and my husband wanted to buy me stuff and he couldn't easily because everything we had was joined. So there came a point where he said to me, look, I would like to have my own separate account. So then I can put money aside. If I want to buy you something, I can do so without you knowing how much I spend.
Yeah, and you can, and that's something I'm quite interested in doing now that we're getting to that stage.
Buy me presents? No, you don't have to. For Rebecca.
Yeah. Okay, I could just get you both presents, I suppose.
But you know, it's a good point to make as well, right? Because I think what people need to do, and that comes back to your budgeting advice, you know, when they sit down, is to go, okay, I earn this much, you earn this much, this is how much our bills are, you know, how much fun money can we have? And can we put that fun money aside? And then we can do with that money as we please.
And so what I would suggest is it's really easy for you need an account that's not joined with somebody else. That's your, like we're saying, even if it's not for the same reasons, but just you need something that's yours. And if the person that you're with doesn't understand that you need something like that, then that's interesting, isn't it? Because it's...
And another case in point, actually, it sounds a bit grim right now, but I know a couple that recently, a girl, she passed away. She was only 31, 32 years old, and everything was joined with her husband. And he went to the bank to say, look, she passed away. And, you know, but unbeknown to him, the bank actually has to lock those joint accounts straight away until he produces the death certificate, the probate and everything else. So unfortunate for him, his rent account got frozen. So this is where all the money was for the rent. And now he has to untangle that all and have accounts in his own name to pay for the rent, to pay for the bills, you know, to pay for the joint, you know, things. So that's another spin into the things.
That's interesting because I don't think that happened with my parents when my mum passed away.
Well, they didn't have a mortgage probably.
No, they didn't. No,
but there would have been something that the bank does usually put a hold on the accounts. But his problem was he went and told them straight away. If you don't tell the bank, they wouldn't. But if you told the bank, then they're obliged to.
Yeah, we wouldn't have been that onto it.
Yeah. So again, I
still see clients mortgages statements and stuff, and you know where the partner is still on the mortgage statement, and they could have passed away 4 or 5 years ago. So
if you've gone through the probate and estate process, then usually the bank can open up those accounts again and keep that person's name, but it just says estate off. But if it if they didn't have a mortgage and if it was just a joint account, then yeah, it does get. And same in abusive relationships. So if, let's say, it's a joint account and a woman goes in and says, oh, we've broken up, the bank puts a hold on it straight away as well. So this is where, having that separate account and putting money aside does matter.
Yeah, and it's really easy to set up your own account. You don't need anybody else's approval. You can. I'm pretty sure I've done that. Anyway, hopefully Rebecca's listening.
And it's easy, right? These days, everything can be opened online. You can just go online, open an account with any bank you want. And to be honest, I would suggest even having a completely separate account, like a bank.
Yep.
If you've got joint accounts at ASB and this is where your mortgage is, this is where your bills are, you can either open an individual account with ASB or you can go, okay, I'll try ANZ or I'll try BNZ.
Absolutely. And even if everything's going perfectly, I think it's still a good idea to have something in your own name.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? An account in your own name to, it's just a good backup plan.
Totally. I would love to hear people's thoughts on that, to be honest, and see what they've done and how their life panned out.
Yeah, well, I'm certainly leaning towards so our kids are 16, 17, just getting... We've probably got one more year of them being at home. Then they're going to uni. But there's why I would be quite interested in having my own. Just Rebecca and I having a separate account, still having everything in jointly, but having a separate account so that we can. So I can put some of my money aside because I want to do cycling events, right?
Yeah.
I want to travel to cycling events. Rebecca's really into animals and things like that, and her bees and all that kind of stuff. So. You still combine most of your bills into the joint account, but just put aside a little bit of money for your own, the things that you really want to do in the future. So that I think that if you're finding it hard to do the things that you want to do financially because, your everything's combined, then that could be a way to do it.
I think there is a strength to coming together and collectively achieving something like bigger financial goals.
Yeah.
Pulling your money together and buying a house or investing. But then there also is a power in your own.
Yeah.
If you're doing stuff for you to make yourself better, to make yourself feel better, or to pursue those interests.
Because you got to get the balance right. Because I'm coming up to, we were just laughing before, I'm thinking I'm already on 50, right? And then, this time is going to go by so quickly. And if you don't do those things that you want to do, it's over. You're too old to do them.
Yeah.
So you've really got to start now.
Awesome. On this note, we will conclude this episode. Thank you, James. And I look forward to hearing from you again.
Cool.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
And that's a wrap on That Home Loan Hub. Don't forget to hit subscribe and join me next time for more property tips and tricks. Your next smart move starts here.